Welcome to this explainer. Today, we are completely dismantling the scarcity mindset and building a true abundance playbook. We're going to walk through 7 unconventional but highly practical money tips for aspiring millionaires. If you're tired of the same old traditional financial advice that just doesn't seem to cut it anymore, well, you're absolutely in the right place. Let's get right into it.
Okay, so let's start by immediately debunking what is probably the most common and honestly terrible financial advice out there. You know the one, the idea that skipping a $4 coffee is somehow going to magically make you wealthy. Guys, this is the epitome of the scarcity mindset. It's advice built for people who kind of lack the self-belief that they can actually go out and accomplish big things. Think about it. Trying to save your way to $1 million over 17 years by depriving yourself of small daily pleasures? That's just not an inspiring way to live. What we really want is the abundance mindset. We want to focus our energy on drastically multiplying your earning potential instead.
Instead of all that penny pinching, we've structured today's explainer into 4 really powerful pillars: mindset and environment, earning power, wealth preservation, and finally, true financial freedom.
Let's kick things off with Section 1, Mindset and Environment, and how upgrading your daily surroundings literally dictates your financial future.
To understand this, let's look at the financial drain of a typical night out. Let's do the math together here. Say you buy 5 cocktails for yourself at $15 a pop. That's $75 right there. Then, you get a little woozy, you're feeling generous, so you decide to cover a round for a friend. Boom, you've just evaporated $150. But here's the kicker. To actually spend that $150, you needed to earn closer to $200, maybe even $250 before taxes. It is a massive, massive drain on your resources right when you're trying to build up your initial capital.
But you know what? The true cost here isn't just the financial hit, it's the mental drain. When you blow that money on a heavy night out, you wake up the next day with way less capacity to think clearly. You have less drive, and your ability to accelerate your journey to millionaire status is significantly reduced. Actually, scratch that. It's not just reduced, it's totally derailed for the day. If you're serious about becoming wealthy, this is a major roadblock you absolutely have to eliminate.
So, if you're not wasting time at the bar, where should you be? Well, contrast that messy bar scene with our next tip, spending $8 to $10 on a coffee in a high-end luxury hotel lobby. Why in the world would you pay $10 for a coffee? To absorb the environment of the truly wealthy through pure osmosis. You don't need to drop $2,000 to stay the night in a luxury suite in London or Dubai. You literally just need to buy a coffee in the lobby, sit back, and observe. And when you sit in those affluent spaces, you learn exactly what true wealth looks like and sounds like. You'll notice they don't wear these massive, flashy logos. They wear subtle brands. Think Laura Piana, Xenia, Tom Ford. They treat the staff with incredible respect, lots of pleases and thank yous. But most importantly, pay attention to their tonality. When they order, they speak with this calm, unhurried, calculated conviction. By placing yourself in this environment, you learn how to carry yourself, just by watching how these people move.
All right, moving right along to Section 2, earning power, and how to maximize your absolute value in the marketplace. Now that we've optimized your external environment, we need to upgrade your internal value. And this brings us to the ultimate you versus you question. When it comes to investing, say that same $150 we talked about earlier, but this time into an online course or a book. The question isn't whether the course is completely perfect. The question is simply, do you believe you are the kind of person who can take that information and turn it into a massive pay increase? Do you back yourself? Because choosing that course over the night out is you making a hard commitment to becoming a person of higher value. So the crucial point here is that all this self-education has to be laser-focused on developing a high-income skill. We're talking about a specialized ability that provides immense, measurable value to the marketplace or a company, which drastically increases your earning potential. It's like having a superpower in the business world. This is far, far more effective for building wealth than trying to slowly save your pennies over 2 decades. Whether you're a solopreneur or an employee, bringing massive value is the only real way to secure massive compensation.
To put that into perspective, let's look at what providing immense value actually looks like in practice. Right now, some of the top high-income skills are sales, copywriting, content creation, and yeah, even being a Google Sheets analytics wizard. Seriously, if you can build brilliant tracking systems for a business, you are incredibly valuable to them. Mastering just one of these skills can easily secure you a 30% pay bump at your current job, or it could be the foundation of a highly lucrative business of your own.
Which brings us perfectly to Section 3, Wealth Preservation. This is all about escaping the traps and multiplying your capital.
Listen, making the money is really only half the battle. To actually keep it, you have to ruthlessly eliminate financial traps. And the biggest trap? It's right there in your wallet. Now, credit cards can be exceptional assets if you use them for the Amex points and the travel upgrades, but we really have to pause and ask a hard truth. When you get those amazing sign-up bonuses and free flights, who is actually paying for them?
Well, here's the harsh reality of the financial ecosystem. People who are trapped in a perpetual loop of credit card debt, paying way more in interest than the principal they owe, are literally subsidizing the rich. The financially responsible people are just reaping the rewards paid for by the financially irresponsible. It's brutal, but it's true. Which is exactly why clearing your credit card debt must be your absolute #1 focus before you even think about investing a dime.
Okay, so once that toxic debt is finally gone, you have to build the habit of investing. And I mean starting small, like setting aside just $5 a week into a separate investment account. Think about it. You don't just lace up your shoes and go run a marathon on day one, right? You build the capacity slowly. By moving just $5 a week now, you are building the exact financial muscle you're going to need when you're eventually moving thousands or hundreds of thousands into investments down the line.
And that sets us up for our final section, Section 4. True financial freedom, the ultimate goal. Let's look at exactly how aggressively you need to scale those investment habits to reach the finish line. To avoid becoming that penny pincher who hoards cash but never actually enjoys life, the source material recommends this very aggressive age-based progression. If you're in your early 20s, the aim is to invest 70% of everything you make. Crazy, right? But as you move into your mid-20s, you can adjust that to 60%, and by your late 20s, keep it locked at a highly disciplined 50%. This scale ensures you are aggressively multiplying your capital right out of the gate.
Because ultimately, all of this aggressive earning and disciplined investing points to one singular objective. It's perfectly captured by this idea. The true financial goal is to eventually get to a place where you are living fully off of your dividends. You want to build a machine so strong and so reliable that if you just stopped working tomorrow, your investments would fund your life perfectly. It's never really been about the money itself, it's about buying back your absolute freedom.
Since we know this is a journey of increasing the velocity of your money, I want to leave you with this final thought. There is absolutely no such thing as get rich quick. There is only get rich quicker. It requires action. So the question is, will you stay in that scarcity mindset, clipping coupons and dodging $4 coffees forever? Or will you take your very first real step toward true abundance today? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I'll catch you in the next one.